welcome back. I just had to break the video up because I think the video was just getting too long, so I'll just make it into a part 2. And so yeah, so this is the schedule. As I was saying, schedule is very important because each day you know what you're doing and you have something solid that you can go to and say, okay, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. Okay, and what I do is I also put a sheet behind here, and I tend to take stuff out. So I make notes. Like today we did this, that. I put a note behind it. So at the end of the week, I know, okay, we didn't do certain stuff, or we did certain things that I can improve on. So it's behind here. So I know what I need to work on more and what I need to not work on so much, which is things that are great and good and stuff like that. So that's very important. Something else too is songs. Children learn a lot by songs. So I pick like 5 songs, and we rotate them every month, but so you can sing. You can even make up songs for different things. Like for example, my daughter name is Hadara, and we sing her name is a song. So it goes like this: Hadara, Hadara, and she's learning her name, and she's learning how to spell her name at the same time. And I did that with all of my kids, from the oldest one who's 24 years old to the last one. That's how they learn to spell the name. My fourth child, Faraz, like when anybody asked him his name, he would spell it. When he was little, he was like Pharez, Faraz. That's how he said his name, because he couldn't say his name because he was too little, so he sang it. So that's what I'm teaching my little daughter now, and she can sing her name. If you ask her what's name, she says Hadara, Hadara. So that's just the different ways to teach your child how to do things. You don't have to go the conventional way all the time. It doesn't mean that your child is not learning. Your child is learning, but just a different way of learning. And during all my time that I've been teaching as an educator, as an early child educator, as a special need educator, all that stuff, I mean, I've come up with so many unconventional way to teach children, and those children that they said, oh, they're not going to learn, they're whatever, they have a disability, I just came up with different ways to teach them things, and they learned, and sometimes they excel over the other children who were just regular per se, like they say. You know what I mean? Every child can learn. You just have to find other ways to help them learn and to teach them. It's like there's not a one-way thing here. Okay? And that's why homeschooling is so great, because as a mom, you can sit there and think of many different ways to teach your child compared to in a classroom. They have no time for that. Honestly, I'm a teacher, I know. Maybe I'm the exceptional, because I feel bad when I see a child who can't write, who can't read properly, so I go the extra mile. But most schools, as you know, they don't do that, okay? Especially for our Black children. That's why I had to. Anyways, let's not get into this topic, because I get very emotional when I think about all those Black children that are in school and the stuff that they go through every day. It gets me all worked up. So I'm not gonna talk about that. Maybe I'll come and talk about a video about that. But I care about our people and our children and stuff that they go through in school. And they're not dumb. They're smart, they're smart, bright children, but they just have a different way they learn. And it's sad when teachers don't take the time to teach those children, and they kind of lag behind, fall behind. Okay, so going back to these 2 things. So these are all the things that I teach my child. Some of them, actually, not all of them, but like some of them that we're working on this week, and we continue to work on. And I don't know if you can see right here. I'll have to move my camera, but yeah, and you can see them. I have a map on the wall. Okay, and having a map is really important also. Teach your child geography, okay? Geography in the sense that I'm talking about the locations, where things are excuse me, in the world, okay? Wherever you live in, whether in Canada, in the United States, in the rest of the world, okay? But most important, in the area that the child is gonna be in. Teach a child geographical locations of things. Like this is a map here of Canada and, well, it's a world map actually, but the highlighted parts are like Canada and America, you know, Alaska, all those parts here. But show your child these things, where things are. So in their head, they know where things are and they can make sense of things, put things together in their head. You know what I mean? It's very important for our children. You know, I was away in the States, and when I talked to some people, they don't even like. I remember my son at the time. He was on vacation one year. He was like eight or 9 or something like that, and we was at the cash, and this lady, she was saying, hi, how are you? My son was there, you know, very talking or well-mannered or whatever, and she says, oh, you like a well, such a nice boy, well-mannered, whatever, where are you from? And he said, you know, I'm from Ottawa. And she's like, Ottawa? Where is that? And she was asking all the questions, and my son was like, you don't know where Ottawa is? And he's like, Ottawa is in Ontario. And she's like, where is Ontario? You know, and I mean, I was kind of taken back, and I was standing there, me and my husband, a little distance, and we were waiting to hear what my son in his 9-year-old sense. He was like, you don't know where these things are? You know, in Ontario, or you don't know Ottawa? She's like, no, you know, and she's American, you know, and he eventually said Canada. She says, oh, well, you should have said Canada. You know what I mean? So, and I mean, we had many encounters with people telling me from Ottawa, and they were like, huh, where is Ottawa? Which part is Ottawa? Is it in the States? So, I mean, it's sad when you're an adult and you don't know where stuff are, okay? Teach your children since they're young where things are. So when they become adults, I'm sorry, but you're some kind of silly if you don't know where certain things are. You know what I mean? It's just kind of silly. That's my opinion. I mean, I don't know. You should know where Ontario is. It's in Canada. You should know where certain things is. Like, I think I'm from the Caribbean. Where is the Caribbean? I mean, you don't know where the Caribbean is? I mean, that's very, very silly. You know, that's what I think. So just teach your children different things, where things are. You know, it's very important. Teach them from young, so when teach your children knowledge. That's all. You know, teach your children knowledge. You know, educate your children. It's very important. Don't think about the mainstream and other people, what they're doing. You as an individual with your child, especially your black children, educate them. Make sure that they're high above, like how the Bible said that we should be. Okay, that we're high above all people. Okay. In the scripture it says that, you know, high above in knowledge and understanding and all kind of things, because we are God chosen people. Okay, it's not a matter of being thinking that you're better or anything like that. It's not a matter of that. You know, it's just that knowledge wise and the way you were created and the way you were made, that's just the way God made you. So if you have a child and you're not teaching them anything, I mean, come on now. It's just ridiculous, okay? You're supposed to give your child knowledge and understanding, okay? And make them the people that they're supposed to be, the people that God created them to be, okay? So just do what you're supposed to be doing. That's basically the main thing here. So this is what I do in my homeschooling. I know I talk a lot in this video, but I think these things are important to be said, and I think there's somebody out there who are listening, and whatever I said has been of some value to you and your family. So I hope you use that information for your own liking. I mean, in my house I have like the elements. It's on I have the on the wall here. I'm gonna just turn the camera around a little bit so you can see the element on the wall. Wait, let me see if I can show you better. Okay, I have this on the wall, and my child has to know them. You know, it's important. All the elements, silver, gold, there, and what they mean. You know, so. My point is, just educate your child, teach them stuff, and as you do all these things, keep the laws, statutes, and the commandment in the forefront of your mind, because that's the most important thing for us Jews and Israelites. Okay, that's it. We cannot be like everybody else, because that's the way God make us. Other people can do whatever they want. We cannot do whatever you want. Okay, so listen, new people out there, Israelite, Jews, Jews and Israelites is the same thing. Okay, 12 tribes, the same thing. Jews, Israelites, 12 tribes, the same people. Okay, stop doing things that you're not supposed to be doing, that the Lord tells you not to do. Okay, do what is right, what is pleasing, what is acceptable before the Most High, and trust me, your life is going to be great. Your children are going to be great. Your children are going to learn, they're going to be educated, and they're just going to do great. But if you go against the law of the Most High, you are going to have major problems. Okay, so just letting you know that. Okay, so thank you for watching. Thank you for coming to my channel. Remember, stay healthy, stay beautiful, and remember, you're beautiful. It doesn't matter what anybody said.